definitely want to. I definitely want to share with you. As the Lord has shared something with me, I want to share it with you. I know we got BTC Rich. We got J Mac. We got some heavy hitters, man, ready to give y'all some solid information. Fellas, if y'all want to go ahead and unmute, say what's up to the people, say what's up to the family, go right ahead, Kings.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good Monday. I know it's been a while. I haven't been here for almost 3 weeks. Got busy with work and life, but I am here to support you guys and provide you good information of what's going on in the market. Hope you guys are doing well.
Got some fires in the chat for BTC Rich. Jay Immaculate, what's up, man? What's popping?
You did. What's popping, everybody, man? How y'all doing? It's your boy Jay Mizzy. You hear me?
I like that one.
You
Hey,
hear
I
me?
like that one. Somebody put a Jay Mizzy in the
You hear me?
chat.
Stop playing. You hear me?
Yes,
We
sir. Put
we
my
here.
camera on after that one. What? Jay Mizzy.
You hear me? You hear me, man? We here. It's blessed to be here. Glory to God, always, always. But look, I'm here to see what this market telling us today, man. And I'm here to, try to interpret what we can possibly see throughout this week.
Mm, I
Hear me?
like that word, man. Everybody type interpret in the chat. Everybody just type interpret in the chat and interpret the signs. Interpret. Jesus. We glorify you, Father. Why you use that word, Jay, man? You don't even know what you just did, brother, but
Hey,
I
man, look,
appreciate
that
you.
word came out of me. I ain't look. Look, I was searching for a word, and the word interpret came. I'm like, hey, there we go.
Glory be to God, man. Glory be to God. Rich, man, let me make sure you can share your screen. But you guys want to go ahead, if you want to go ahead and kick us off, you should be able to. Let me know if you can. If not, I'll make sure right now. Because
All
I
right,
know
Ken.
I know you got some
Oh yeah,
monster information. Yeah.
I gotta ask for requests.
Guys got some fires in the chat for BTC Rich, man. And I'm J Mac, man. I know you having fun with gold, man. I know you having fun with gold, man.
Listen, y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see.
Okay, that laugh was almost sinister. That's how I know it's been a good. That's how I know it's been a good week. Man, y'all got some fires in the chat for my guys, man. Go right ahead, Rich.
Okay. Just give me a second. I just want to make sure I share the right screen. Can you guys see my screen? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. All
Yes,
right, cool,
sir. We can
cool.
see it. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I know it's been a while. I haven't been doing market overview. I kind of been away from the market. Too much going on, so gotta respect my mental health. But to start
Mm.
off with the S&P 500 index seasonality chart. So the year is almost up. We're in the midpoint of October. October been
I'm
a
sorry, Rich. My bad. We went past that real quick. Y'all got some fires in the chat for Rich.
oh,
Amen to that. Respect your mental health. All right, go ahead.
all right. I
Sorry,
appreciate
but
that.
I couldn't. My spirit will let me go by that. That's a word to somebody. But go right ahead.
All right, all right.
Mm.
So, like I was saying, to look at the S&P 500 index seasonality chart, I utilize this as a reference guide to understand which direction the market is going in the stock market, but also it kind of correlate to the other market. But at the moment, October been a bumpy road. October is a month where the market goes up, and I would say the market been in a zone stuck between two numbers. But today the market gapped up as anyone were looking at the chart and was trading. But October is a month where the market is pretty much flat. And then by the end of October, that's when everything will continue going up. So for this week, with the earning whispers, a lot of company that are having their earnings this week. A lot of big name such as Coca-Cola, Netflix, Tesla, IBM, who was AT&T. You have Intel, American Airline, Honeywell, Southwest, T-Mobile. and a lot more other. I would say these are more like the fintech, airline, retail company. So with this week of earning, it will give us an indication which way the market is going. Last week was more so for the bank, but this week is majority of the tech, the big techs, the big retail, and majority of those that are very special in the S&P 500. So as we go into the U.S. economic calendar, so today we have received the leading economic indicator. Tomorrow we'll have a Fed speaker. Wednesday is another Fed speaker. I would say Thursday is going to be very important because we're receiving the initial jobless claim, the existing home sale, and also more Fed speakers. And Friday is going to be a lot of data that we're going to receive, such as the consumer price index, CPI, core CPI, the U.S. service PMI, and the consumer settlement. But the downfall with the government being shut down, these data may not come across because the government shut down. So this may just temporarily just be on standby until we get back rolling with the government.
Yeah, I was going to say that, man. I know with the government shutdown, we don't really have a lot of true economic data.
So with the S&P 500, so today, like I said, the market had pretty much gapped up. It's a box that I drew just to give me an indication where areas that haven't been filled as of yet. But currently with the stock market is pretty in a nice place. It's almost back to all-time high under SPY. And I'll say with us being October, I believe everyone want to continue pushing the market even higher so that by the end of the year, the market is at a new level. I believe SPY will reach 700 one of these days or months, but that's the indication where like it's going because of the bullish momentum. I'll also showcase QQQ. QQQ has a similar correlation as SPY. I ain't draw my box, but I'll put it there just to help myself out for the later on. But yeah, so QQQ has also reached new all-time high. I mean, oh wow, it's near all-time high. Okay, I didn't see that. But yeah, so the market is up on both sector with SPY and QQQ. So everyone is very bullish at this moment. Same thing for gold. Anybody that invests in gold been reaching new all-time high as well because of the world that is changing. A lot of people are letting go of the US dollars, are going back to the natural reserves such as gold, silver, other metals, and other more important commodity. We're pretty much at the turning point of the fiat world that we used to live in. I would say we're still in it, but slowly as we continue paying attention to the news and seeing how these other countries are switching the objective where they don't want to utilize the US anymore and the US have to utilize them because we pretty much put ourselves in a position where we became consumers. Same thing for silver. Silver been going pretty much high as well. So the main commodity that I'm sharing, I would say is very important to pay attention because it'll tell you direction where the world is going. Even though with the stock market still reaching new all-time high, but the dollar is very weak, so it's kind of pointless to factor that in. But still make your money because profit is profit. But behind these messages that's being shown in the social media, the dollar is dead. And the best thing to do is put your money in the best asset, such as metals, if you believe in them, or if you want to take the digital route with the cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin and other crypto project that's out there. And to also showcase Bitcoin, Bitcoin been going down for a while. I mean, ever since 2 weeks ago, with the market pretty much crashed due to Trump and his argument with China, the market been liquidated a lot. A lot of people are leveraging and put themselves in a bad position. So I would say Bitcoin is pretty much consolidating at this time. I believe it can come back to all-time high any moment. It's just right now people are slowly buying and just waiting for that bull run to take off. So for crypto, I'll refresh my screen. So currently right now, crypto market cap is at 3.74. The fear and greed is at 30. People are not excited at this moment. life is not good because of all the things that's going on. Altcoin season, I don't know if it's going to happen because people are slowly going back to Bitcoin because that's a safe haven instead of putting their money in crypto project where the money that they put they can lose even though they may not make a gain or a profit. I mean gain, and that will create more of a loss. But this is the crypto market, and if anybody have been noticing, a lot of these crypto project has been moving around. 2 weeks ago, Tether, I mean XRP was at number three. Now Tether is at number three, BNB is at number four, and XRP is at number five. So I would say pay attention to how these projects are coming along because it'll show you who's becoming more superior in the market. I would say BNB have become more superior because of their price and the community that they have. So people are believing more of what they do and also been here for a very long time. Tether, on the other hand, is just like the stablecoin. I'm also it's like one of the best stablecoin compared to the one that's are up and coming. But Tether been doing a lot of things with Bitcoin, and also they've been investing in gold. So they're playing both sides where they're utilizing the technology and also the physical nature of what's being brought to Earth, such as gold. So pay attention to how these projects are moving because it'll give you an indication of what project is going to last for the long run. All right, so the first article that I wanted to share with you guys about China. China expands rare earth restriction and target defense and chip user. I believe a couple of weeks ago I had shared about China, where China have a great asset amount of rare earth, such as gold, silver, other important commodities that we need, especially for the U.S. With China having the has China put themselves in a position these last 20 years to pretty much escape the fiat notion of how the US has been moving, and now they have full control of the rare earth. That's why Trump been feeling some type of way because whichever president that was before him didn't use the time to collect as much rare earth. So now we're in a position where we have to go to I want to consider our allies, but the outside party of the US and ask for negotiation. And if China don't like the negotiation that we do, then hey, we can't do nothing about it because they have more power compared to us now. The next article that I found on X that's I feel like it's very important. It said that China just weaponized the entire rare earth supply chain. Get used to reading Chinese MOCOM bulletin because they're writing American industrial policy now. Announced today any products containing 0.1% Chinese rare earth material need Beijing approval before re-export to third country. Doesn't matter if you manufacture it in Taiwan, Vietnam, or Texas. Chinese, not sure how you pronounce that word, in your magnet, Chinese Galican in your chip, Beijing get veto power over the cell. This is a nuclear option. U.S. spent 3 years trying to deny China access to advanced chip making tool. China just responded with a chokehold on literally every semiconductor fab, AI data center, defense contractor, and EV manufacturer on Earth. Everything runs on Chinese rare earth. Building alternate supply chain takes a 5 to 10 years minimum. We don't have 5 to 10 years. Effective December 1st, the AI boom just hit a hard ceiling, and we're still pretending we can offshore our way to prosperity. Time to reindustrialize like our life depends on it because they do. So this is just an example of the China Ministry Ministry of Commerce. So with China having most of the rare earth, we're pretty much not in a good position because they don't want us controlling supply, and the U.S. have to find a way to increase the supply chain that we have on rare earth, or we won't be very effective. And if you see this part where it said this is a nuclear option, the U.S. spent 3 years trying to deny China access to advanced chip making tool. China just responded with a chokehold on literally every semiconductor tab, AI data center, defense contractor, and EV manufacturer on Earth. And as you pay attention, a lot of these companies that we've been putting a lot of emphasis behind, especially like the Mag 7 or these big tech company now with China having a control of these rare earth, then they have to buy to China rules. And also it will slowly start affecting these big companies because the US may not be able to benefit them the way that they want them to. The next article is about Trump. President Trump officially announced meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in a couple of weeks. I had read another article where it said they may be meeting in 2026, but I may be wrong. And also with 2 weeks ago with China telling that the US, we don't want to work along your side, and Trump had dropped a long tweet where he was in his feelings, and that pretty much made the market tank, and we had the biggest liquidation. And also Trump had threw a 155% tariffs on China if there's no trade deal by November 1st. I would say with this response that the President Trump is doing, I feel like China don't even have to accept this trade deal because we need them. Yes, they need us, but at the same time, we desperately need them because we're not in a position to do much. And we'll have to wait and see. But I believe with Trump throwing tariffs on China, I believe we're going to have the same similar effect of what we had almost 2 to 3 weeks ago in the crypto market. And also, if you guys remember what happened April 1st, around the beginning of April, the big beautiful bill and the tariffs that been passed, that kind of put the market in a bad position. So we'll see. The tariffs, I believe tariffs not helping us out because nobody's respecting us, even though we're throwing tariffs at everybody. And everybody like, hey, that's your old move that you did your first term. It's not going to be effective in this world that we live in now. The next article just showcasing of what happened around October 10 with the crash. So with us having a huge liquidation on October 10th, that was one of the biggest. It came up to 19.16 billion in liquidation, but the first crash was in COVID, where it was 1.2 billion in liquidation. So 2020 FTX crash was 1.6 billion liquidation. I believe that was around 2021 or 2022. And with us having the biggest liquidation 2 to 3 weeks ago, that was about 19.16 billion. To me, I didn't get affected. I didn't know that we had like a huge liquidation because I noticed that the market was dropping and it dropped a lot. So whoever was on the right side of doing options or shorting the market made a lot of money, but a lot of people lost a great amount of money to where people killed themselves and there were no way of retrieving all that money back. So this liquidation put a big mark in the crypto space. So a lot of people were not happy about it. Oh, oh okay. I'll say this is very interesting. This is what we've been going through today. A lot of company that utilize AWS are down, and that's a bad thing because with having one system that everybody use, and once that system is down, then everybody else will be on the same page. I'll click play to showcase all the company that was affected to AWS being down. And I noticed there's like a lot of exchange such as Robinhood, Coinbase, a lot of gaming platform, restaurants, retail businesses. So I know it kind of sucks because a lot of people use AWS, and with them being down, a lot of businesses are not being able to utilize at this time. And it's a bad time for this to happen because, with the government shut down, not a lot of assistance going on. It's like everybody's for themselves nowadays. Um, I would say this is very interesting too. It said the US federal debt is skyrocketing. Total US public debt reached 37.9 trillion, an all-time high. This is up nearly 2 trillion since July, or 437 billion a month. The debt is now on a track to hit 40 trillion for the first time in Q1 2026. The debt crisis is accelerating. And this is a bad thing because currently right now we at 34, 37 trillion. And as the government and the Fed continue printing money, it's going to affect us in the long run to where our purchasing power is not going to be effective, and the money that they're printing are not really going to benefit us. The way the Trump administration been moving, a lot of money been going more into the private sector instead of the public sector. That's where you see a lot of people that use the public sector are not able to benefit it, such as Section 8, food stamp, and every other assistance that us people use in this economy to make a living. But the debt is continuing increasing. So that's a sign where bad things are going to come. And the solution is gold. That's why gold been going up tremendously. A lot of investors are pouring into gold fund as a record pace. I'm also seeing a Twitter post last week where people were going to Goldsmith to buy gold at 42,000. It would have been better if they bought it at 22,000, but I mean 2,200 and 4,200 where gold is currently at. So the change is happening. Gold is being purchased daily to where people are slowly going back to what's more important instead of utilizing the fiat. And a lot of states are going back to the gold and silver standard because it will benefit those that still believe in that system. And also it's a hard money and a sound money compared to the fiat world that we live in.
And there is a news.
Oh, sorry about that. I wanted to share this. I know this is old. I know I didn't get a chance to share this video with you guys, but it's connected to where we are right now. A lot of people are not in a good state because the economy is bad. People are not living good, and I believe it's going to get worse. But I'll play like half of this video, not too much of it.
And there is a new snapshot of America's economy this morning showing the rich are driving its recovery. So some new data reveals the wealthiest 10% of households account for nearly half of all U.S. spending. That is the highest level in more than 3 decades. So for most Americans making less than $175,000, spending has barely kept pace with inflation. With the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates, it raises a big question now. Can the economy keep growing if most people are falling behind? Here now, host of the podcast Inspired Money with Andy Wang and managing partner at Runnymede Capital Management. Andy, good morning to you. So, one economist noting a potential weakness here with this new data, saying essentially as long as the wealthy keep spending, we should avoid a recession. But if that changes, we've got a problem. So what do you see as the greatest pitfalls this data presents?
Well, I post a video after the market close every day on LinkedIn, and I summarize what happened in the stock market, talk about what the Federal Reserve is doing, and most importantly, how these things affect people's wallets. And in turn, I get to read a lot of comments from people. And you know what I see frequently? The recession is already happening for many Americans. So while Wall Street hits records, 71% of Americans think we're heading into a recession. People feel it. Data from the Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Survey backs it up. Last week, I had a back-to-back conversation that really opened my eyes. First meeting in executive planning their 3rd vacation this year, a Mediterranean cruise, 5-digit expense. And literally 30 minutes later, I'm talking with a teacher, and she's asking if it makes sense to take a loan from her 401k to fix her roof before winter. And this is same town, 2 completely different economies. When teachers are borrowing from retirements to fix roofs with while their neighbors are planning cruises, that's not a recession forecast. That's today's reality. So,
like you said, that's today's reality. And I believe now where you hear people say that, that's different. The wealth gap have exceeded very far. So now we have 2 sides, either you're rich or you're poor. There's no more middle class. And as you hear that majority of the wealthy people are able to continue living good in this economy where they can continue invest in the stock market, they can go on vacation, they can, support their kids. But now with us in this economy now, so you could say a month later with the government shut down, you see more of the effect where it's not good. And I seen this today where it showcased a new data that 2025 affordability number just dropped. They say you need at least, I'll say you need 200,000 plus to live comfortably in major U.S. city. So not sure where you guys live, but you'll see how much you'll need to live in your current city or current state just to live good in this economy that we are in now. And I believe it's going to continue getting worse because, like we said, we live in a fiat world. So yeah, the dollar may continue going up, but as the dollar go up, everything else go up. The housing market go up, the grocery go up, healthcare go up, and it doesn't make sense if we constantly have a new technology. Ain't things supposed to get cheaper? But nobody will tell you the answer behind that. And I would say this is very interesting. I know currently right now we're in the AI bubble, and people are seeing that AI is going to benefit us in the long run. But I'll say it's also hurting us because a lot of people that just finished college or looking for a job, they're not able to find one. And there's a lot of college graduate to the point where it's like it's kind of pointless of going to school unless you believe that you have a career that's going to benefit you in the long run. But at the same time, those that's like majoring in computer science, they're not able to get a job. They can't work at Microsoft or Meta because Microsoft and Meta are looking to AI, utilizing AI agents just to support their business plan instead of utilizing a person, even though we bring good values. Not too long ago, I seen that Walmart are slowly going to stop hiring people. They're going to utilize AI just to manage their business. And with that, you see the disrupt in the American world that we live in. One video that I had watched previously where they kind of explained that, America had two sides. We had the red America, we had the blue America. Blue America is affected by AI and technology. Those that's going to school are not able to utilize their knowledge or resources that they gain in college. Red America is the hard labor manufacturing people, and that's mainly more so in China. So with the disrupt in America, both sides are affected because we lost the way of being American by manufacturing, by building, and China have majority of those jobs, or everybody outside the US have those kind of services that they provide. And with technology and AI, that's basically disrupting the blue America. So white collar jobs are not used or viewed the same way because of the new technology. So the world is changing very fast to where now that you have to figure out a way just to survive or maintain this new economy that we're in now. This also relate to the video about, it's not everything's more expensive. People are not able to afford certain things. And this showcased the apartment rent growth from 2002 to 2025. And you notice that a lot of cities are the rent has been dropping. People are not able to afford it anymore. And the reason why rent went super high during COVID, a lot of people had money. A lot of people were splurging, showcasing, hey, I'm in a different level now. I'm up. But now, fast forward, everybody's struggling. Places that were very costly are slowly diminishing. And I would say we may have a reset, we may not, but at the same time, just be mindful of how the world is being affected by the dollars, by the our counterpart that lives outside the US, and just the system as a whole is slowly deteriorating as we continue living here. Another article that relate to our economy. The economy is collapsing. This is not being reported as it should be. Trump is getting a pass no president in history has received. Look at the real data everywhere, and it's clear. This is showcasing the home seller now outnumbered buyer by more than 500,000, the largest cap ever recorded. So this is showcasing how there are more sellers than buyer in our market today. More people are trying to sell their asset because, well, it's kind of pointless to be keeping property in the US, even though it does bring value, but you still have to pay property tax even though you're done paying for it. Or, you know, as you continue living in your home, property taxes will go up, even though it doesn't make sense, even though they say you own land in America, but you really don't. That's how I look at it. But the world is changing. A lot of people are not buying homes anymore because they realize it's pointless owning stuff in America. why not rent to where I'm able to be more mobile and don't have to be stuck to a property. So this is showcasing where a lot of people are slowly selling. But at the end of the day, somebody always needs somewhere to stay. So even though the housing market may be looking weird, it's always good to buy a property just to put your head down and put yourself in a safe place. I'm almost done. Um, the U.S. government shutdown push investors to Bitcoin as a safe haven asset. I noticed that people are slowly been buying more of hard money, such as gold, Bitcoin, or any metal, because the value that it's bringing. But on a digital standpoint, when it comes to Bitcoins, I would say it's more of like a area where you have a 24/7 market that you're able to access at any time. You could buy, you could sell, you could park your money, and no one can tell you what to do unless you're on an exchange. If you're on an exchange, then you have to do some more research of how to utilize Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in a different way to where you have full access to it. And the last video that I wanted to share with you guys is about a billionaire and the world's largest hedge fund, Mayor Ray Dalio, explain why Bitcoin technology changed his view of the world. I'll let this play, and this will be my last piece.
Well, the evolution of Bitcoin over the years is one of the things that has influenced changes in my view. It has proven itself something like 10, 11 years ago. Imagine the programming of this, and you throw it out, and that's the idea. It has not been hacked. It has operated. It is built. It has come an amazing way over that 11 years to be maybe probably the most excited topic among a lot of people, and has been used and is now has obtained the status of having imputed value. At the same time, it is one of those assets that is an alternative money. I think we're entering an era where there's going to be a competition of monies. Because of the printing of fiat money and the depreciated value, there will be a competition of monies. And Bitcoin is part of that competition. But the money has two purposes: a medium of exchange and a storehold of wealth. And we are looking for, and it's portable. And it's best if it's recognized in other countries. So gold is one of those. So I look at it as an alternative gold, but I look at a number of things as alternative gold. And gold is still my favorite because of certain qualities. For example, you can't trace it. In Bitcoin, you can trace who owns it, where it's going, and so on. Governments can have that ability to trace it and so on. A gold piece of coin, it's not connected. I think not connected has benefits, particularly in a world where maybe connections can be more risky.
But this is the last video I want to share with you guys about Bitcoin, of how Bitcoin is slowly changing the world, where people are seeing more of the value behind it. Gold is good too. I'll just say the only thing about gold, you just can't travel with compared to Bitcoin. But Bitcoin, you can go anywhere in the world with it. But gold, if you go to the airport, they'll stop you and take your gold. So that's just the downfall about gold. But at the end of the day, the world is changing, as I share with you guys of what's going on in today's time. Invest smart, be careful out here because people are getting scammed, hacking, and just stay locked in. I would say a lot of things is going around the world, so just keep God first and we'll be good. But this I want to share with you guys. Hope you enjoy, and if you have any question, just put it in the chat and I'll answer it.
Hey man, y'all do me a favor and drop some fires in the chat for BTC Rich, please. A lot of quality information, a lot of heavy hitting information. Yeah, guys, I echo what he said too. With that, Rich, that was amazing, bro. Thank you. And
You're
to
welcome.
fix that last thing you said, there is a solution. I found one. So that's a good segue into that. So if you guys ever wanted to travel with gold, drop a one in the chat. I believe I found a way to make that very easy for you guys this week. Just browsing, doing some research. And BlackChain possibly could be a distributor of this form of gold, but it's pretty awesome. It's new. I believe it'll last because it's gold, but it's pretty dope. But before we get into that, we'd love to see, as we had these fundamentals shared by Rich and some technicals as well. I'd love to see some of J Mac setups and how his week has been because of gold. So J Mac, man, if you're available right now to go ahead and unmute, share your screen, and show us, a little bit of the week you had. I know you've been doing, good, doing good, man. So please, brother, take us into some setups that you see, because I think I'm at a place now, guys, where transparently, I was telling someone earlier, I might be pulling completely out of the stock market a little bit early, especially with this AWS stuff going on. Praying about it, but I think it's time to get on to. God may be shutting the arc soon. Okay, and I'll share a little bit about that later. But I may go full futures, full opium, other people's money, and it's the best way to do it. So go right ahead, J Mac, get us right, man.
Just trying to tell y'all, man. Look, they getting it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Just go ahead. We'll get into that again. We got a video in the Discord, so go ahead, check it out. You dig? What's popping, everybody? Let's look at some setups. Let's come to see what the market has been telling us. And like I said earlier, let's interpret the story. Let's see what it's saying. So last week, I'm gonna say, yeah, this was last week, to 20 or so, actually, 2 weeks ago. Right? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Look at this big drop out of everything. And you don't even got to be a trader. Once you see a big drop like this, I just want to know what do you think? What would you think? You be like, oh, the market finna, you hear me? You finna drop. You finna be like, oh, I need to sell, I need to do some, the market crashing, whatever. And hey, what the story that you see right here could be true. It could be very true. But that's not what the story is saying. In my eyes, how I see it. Because the idea of how I view the market is that the whole marketplace, is especially with trading, is what is it? Moved by the people with the most money. Big bank, they look bang, you know? So it's moved by those people. So when they want to make more money, they need to bring more money into this market. And how do they do that? They create a move like this, a big downwards move. So guess what? When people sell, it creates a lot of liquidity at this top side because everybody's selling their stuff. Orders are coming into this market. People selling, selling, selling. And guess what? When price comes back up into this area, guess what? More people are going to sell because they're going to be like, oh, they dropped from here before. Guess what? It's go a high likely chance to do again. Drop. But I was on the phone. What is it? I had a client this past weekend. I was just telling them that, the market be lying. The market be lying. So what you see on the market, it could be true. But I need you to do your due diligence and just search a little bit more. Because if you see something like this and try to act on it without going deeper, you're gonna lose. And say you do catch a trader that goes down, that's great. But that don't happen consistently. Right? So with all that being said, this is a cloud of liquidity right here. And my whole intention and idea was like, oh, target, while everybody going short, I'm gonna go long. Because when we see these moves like this, a big drop, this is just number liquidity for the big banks. But like, oh yeah, they fell in the trap. And guess what? I want to be on the side they own. You always want to find a market that's always one-sided. If you find a market that on both sides, don't touch it. It still need to mature. It still need to come into that place where you be like, okay, now I can finally see that this market is moving in the direction that it's telling me. All right, so excuse me. This week here, well, actually, this morning and last night. For some reason, I got on last night during like what is it, Asian session around this time right here, and I was like, we're bullish. We have a nice impulses to the top side, strong impulses. These right here, impulse corrected, then start the impulse again. Had minor corrections in here. So I'm like, okay, we may see some pullbacks and all this fun stuff. And reason why we'll see these pullbacks is because we're at a higher time frame supply zone. What's at this supply zone? What I was just talking about. Liquidity, orders. People are still trying to push this market down when clearly we're still aiming for this target high. So as prices just going up, I'm like, okay, how can I be involved? I just started to see, oh, oh, oh. Let's see over that. Started to see price just moving high, beautifully and healthy. And when I mean that, right here, sideways market, impulse, sideways market, impulse, small impulse right here. You got a sideways market, a little sideways market, then the impulse higher. So I'm like, as soon as it gapped, I'm like, okay, this is a potential nice market to trade. Like I'm really here now. Missed all this, but I'm not tripping because this right here is nothing but a validation to me saying that money is in this market. If it's moving up quickly. Like it took a long time to get down here. As you can see, down, then it started to go sideways and down. And look how quick it came back higher. Back to the same price over here. So that's just letting me know, okay, it really don't want to go down. They want to continue to go higher in this market. So price started doing that. Now we're starting to follow it as an order flow trader, as in that's the next step. Meaning candlestick. You just want to follow the candlesticks now. Price going higher. As soon as it start break down, we understand this is a reaccumulation now. We already established that price is bullish. All this is just an accumulation. Reaccumulation, then we have a new accumulation right here. Now with this new accumulation, this is new money coming into this market. So now with this new money coming into the market, we want to participate in this market with this new money here. All this money here, they probably took profit and got out the market. Who knows? But with this new money, this is fresh and it's going to move the market, quickly. So we want to be a part of that move. And we got a nice 7.5 RR. Then price started to move sideways. This one I'm most definitely sleep now. Yeah. Went to sleep this morning, came back. Story is still the same. Nothing changed overnight. So come back, do the same thing. New reaccumulation. We wait to a accumulation right here. Price moves sideways. There was no entry right here. Then we had 3 entries during this time here. Yeah. And this is all before 8:30. And 8:30 is when the market opened. And as you can see the result, price started to shoot higher. And yeah, I'm be human. I was like, dang, if I would have held this one, most definitely I'd have been on another vacation. You hear me? Yeah, you gotta be like, all right, you know, see y'all tomorrow. But per management, you want to stick with your rules. And I was talking to another trader, and they brought to me, well, it occurred to me that they was having this problem where let's think of a balancing scale. When you have, put weight on both sides and see which one tilt the highest or whatever. They was putting more weight on their entries rather than their rules, meaning every entry they place in the market, it has so much weight on it where it'll affect them as a person, as a trader. So like every tick, every move up or impulse down, they feeling it. And I'm like, that's the problem. You need to have more weight on your rules where you don't take every trade, but the trades you do take, it's in the in your box, in the rule box, right? Is in that rule box. So once it's in that rule box and you take the entry is easy. The easy part is done, that entry. But if you put more weight on your entry, all your entries going to be random. You possibly never going to make it in the industry because you're going to be taking random trades and everything's just going to be random. But if you um, put heavy weight on your rules, then everything else becomes easy, right? And my idea, my connection was, it was like, how do we get to God? Who is the only way? It's a narrow path right there. You hear me? I don't take random paths to get to God.
I shot out rope.
I'm just saying. I'm just
Yes,
saying something.
sir. Drop some fires in the chat.
There's
This
only
man's
one path.
preaching.
So I'm like, that's the problem. You just got to put more weight on the rules. Your entry gonna be great. It's gonna be easy. You ain't gonna have no weight on it. You be like, all right, if it everything validated on the rules, and I take the entry and it don't play out, amen. I stuck to this though. I didn't. It wasn't random. So I'm like, there you go. So I helped that person out with that, and helping y'all just take heed to that. Like, when you come to a market, it may look good. Like if I come to a market right here and price, oh, is in this area right here. And I'm like, okay, how can I get in? If I just buy right now, per my rule, my stop will have to be all the way down here. And now it played out, but look at the RR. It's, not as much as if I would have entered down here or went deeper on the 1 minute time frame or a lower time frame to really tighten my risk to gain more out of it. Right? If that makes sense. It did in my head. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. So now we're in queue. Let's get back to it. I did take a trade while we was on here. I did take one. It was a buy right here because we're still bullish. And it was right here. And then when context got out of context, guess what? I didn't touch this. I didn't touch none of this. This right here look like it's setting up. We may be setting up, but I'm not gonna look at it right now. But the target is still bullish. Nothing has changed. Target is this high right here. And also this high that's on this 5-hour or daily, whichever one it was. Yeah. All the way over. So in Q, I'm still bullish on this market. Now, when we go to gold, same thing. Same thing, people. Same thing. The story, gold has been bullish since I don't even know when. Like, it just been bullish. And now we had a correction right here. Now, for us that know gold is a great asset, we wouldn't sell, you know. We wouldn't sell during this time right here. I hope not. I hope we wouldn't sell. This is a great opportunity, especially in investing. Buy. All this under here is just buy. All of that is just buy. Now, the trader, for me, I will have to wait unless I go deeper right now. Right now, I have to wait till this break here to trade it. But as an investor, I most definitely bought. I'm still testing out the Investopedia little stock thing. So we're gonna update y'all. Well, I'm gonna update y'all next month. Just let it play out. But anyway, go bullish. Target is this high. All this already played, so there's no reason to look at it. We're bullish. Delete that. We have this breakdown here coming from this big impulse from over here. That's still a target. Price is mitigating this demand zone here. And I know y'all are looking like, okay, how do we know? Or all these zones are just looking at it real quick. We have videos in the Discord. But this right here, this candle right here is a demand zone. Reason being, it impulsed higher and left behind a space between the next candle. So this just means it's inefficient orders there that needs to be filled before continue going higher. Now it's areas like this all over the chart. Not all of them get hit. Only the majority of the immediate ones get hit. And that's the one we focus on. We don't care about all these down here unless they're a part of a higher time frame story. So right now it's mitigating off this with this pullback here, and we're aiming for this high. So this is Monday, so either tonight or tomorrow morning, we should see the run of this high to continue to go higher. And if not, and it starts to break down, we just have to wait till a new accumulation happen and then get in on that new money that's into this market. And now I did look at this while Rich was talking. Where is it? Right here. No. Right here. Bitcoin. It's still within this area here. So I have these two areas drawn out. This is a demand zone that has been in for a while. Like it's been in this demand zone for a while, just playing around. And this is the safety demand zone here, right? So if it does break this, I will anticipate that it will react off this and move back higher. But now, but now if something happened like this, if price moved down and create a accumulation here and then fails back down, now I'll be like, okay, this is a temporarily short market. Even if this is a demand zone, even if it did not tap this demand zone, if this happens up here without tapping this, then I'm like, this right here would be the target. And then whatever happens after that, it may, play out. But right now, yeah, Bitcoin is still bullish. And I think that's it. We have it's that Investopedia trade still playing out. No, this the option, Investopedia option. I'm just testing it out. This the end date. What's that? The 21st of November. And right now, I'm like, okay. Using the same system, just entered on a higher time frame, 30-minute. Actually, the 5 hour I entered on this. And just letting it play out. And these are the stocks I just invested in temporarily, just learning that aspect of trading. Because now when you grow capital with day trading, you want to put that capital to work. And as the financial world is shifting, we need to learn where to really place it. Crypto is most definitely one of the main options. But we need to learn everything else, the ETFs, and my boy Jay and Rich know more about that than your boy. But if you want to trade, holla at your boy. You did. But that's all I got.
There's some fires in the chat for J Mac and those one quality setups. Man, you don't need no more vacations, man. We need you. Hey, no. Tell J Mac he no more off time. we gotta see this through, but man, Johnson fires in the chat for him. He's been doing a phenomenal job, guys. And one thing you saw that J Mac is doing, he's doing that simulated trading. He's learning options, and you know what? He inspired me to show y'all something. And I got my chief advisory operations on. I'm not sure if this is okay, but you know what? I want to show y'all something. So Nicole, forgive me if this is not the right thing to do at this moment. But I just want y'all to see where we are in beta testing. I just want y'all to see what the BlackChain Foundation, what you guys, a lot of you have supported, what you guys have donated to, what we're building here, guys. We are almost fully complete. This is a little bit of a sneak peek as we get ready to beta test. Now, if you have already beta tested or if you signed up for beta testing, this is the system you will be testing. If you want to sign up, I will repost it in the chat. It should be already posted. But guys, this is our simulated portion trading platform. You see over here, there'll be courses, progress, rewards, where you will redeem for BlackChain tokens. Guys, this is the software. Okay. This is the technology that brings the BlackChain token as utility. But guys, look at this. Yo, this is really here. I'm gonna nerd out a little bit on y'all, okay? And I'm a little excited just looking at it because I was even telling Nicole, this kind of just hit me. I was going through it this weekend, looking to do some things. I'll be uploading some courses as well right on here. We're gonna have definitely our traders and educators check it out. But guys, look how beautiful it is. Listen, you got the chart right here you got a chart right here on BlackChain. Christ is so faithful, right? You get to see the conversion of USDT to Bitcoin, right? You get to see a transaction history. You get to learn how to actually do this. One of the dope things about it is, guys, is you will actually you will be able to actually go buy long and sell short right here on the chart, right? So you will actually be able to do it, right? And we can go right here. We can type in Bitcoin, okay? And guess what, guys? We'll be able to trade it. This is fire. Yo, this is fire. Okay, so this is where you'll do your simulated training. For those of you that don't know, this is where you'll be able to learn, kind of like J-Mac was doing with Investopedia, but actually you'll be doing it right here in the BlackChain Learn2Earn platform, and you'll be able to earn cryptocurrency while you're learning how to trade, while you're learning other courses and curriculum, amongst other different things, guys. I'm excited about it.
I'm gonna be right with y'all.
Listen,
So we gonna be all in now.
Listen, you get on here, you're gonna be able to trade, learn. I'm super excited. So this is something that, guys, it's a blessing to be able to share it with you. It's a blessing to be able to bring it up. But guys, this is it. We here. Okay. Now it's a lot of stuff going on, but we here. Okay, we are here. You understand? So please drop some fires in the chat if you're excited about the launch of the Learn2Earn platform for BlackChain. If you're excited to take advantage of it, to earn cryptocurrency while you're learning, not just trading, guys, but again, there will be courses and curriculum. Okay. Next market overview, I'm gonna show you the courses side. Okay, but you got to be paying attention. Okay, so, but this is fire. Real-time market, real-time analysis, real-time everything, and you'll be able to earn crypto while you do it. That ain't no better way, man. There's no better way to learn how to trade than to make money. You understand? So we gamified trading. You can imagine what this would do for communities, right? One, for the kingdom, but for people that don't have much but want to learn how to do something. They may not be able to do a top step or those different things even immediately, but guess what? You can earn cryptocurrency to build it up, to invest in that. And then sooner or later, we'll build up to the point to where we guys can facilitate actual on-chain prop firm, to where we're able to fund our traders right here in the community, those that are verified, those that pass, those that get to that point. We got a nice roadmap ahead of us, and this is the start. So everything y'all have done here in the Learn2Earn platform, everything J-Mac, Rich, that they continue to do, guys, you will see them have courses on here, curriculum as well. You'll be able to interact with their courses, learn from them, learn exactly what they is, their exact strategies. And guess what? 10% of everything that you give, that you donate, or that you even paid for any course on this curriculum goes back to help the kingdom of God in whichever way he sees it. So it's going back to missions, everything else, guys, and that's the utility behind the BlackChain token. So one, drop some fires in the chat if you're excited for that. Drop a 7 in the chat if you're excited for the kingdom of God, what he'll do through BlackChain. Because trust me, this ain't me. It's not a one-man show. It's not even a 3-man show. What it is just God's show. Understand? And we put it on him because I don't want the responsibility. I want them to have it. Okay. I may be a steward over it, but I put it on him. Best believe that. So I'd rather have it on him than on me. But it's a blessing to be here. But I just wanted to showcase that. And just to get you guys excited, right? Because it's important that y'all see that. I think when we in this community, we're talking, we're doing these different things. It's a lot of mess going on. Can we agree to that? But through the mess, guys, through everything, I still wanted to be able, we still got good stuff happening. We still got the advancement of the kingdom going on. We still got opportunities out here for us. And this is a piece of it. Being able to transition to things on chain is going to be the next thing, because, guys, as we talk about this again, that's where everything is going. It's going on chain. So you're learning, your education, guess what? We're taking it on chain, and we're doing it from a kingdom perspective. Everybody type kingdom perspective. We're doing it with Christ at the foundation. So we're excited about it, and I'm so glad to share that with you all. Okay. I want to echo some things that Rich said also. Yeah, definitely type kingdom perspective, guys. I want to echo some things that Rich shared, even J Max shared, guys. And just some things that Laura has shared with me. And even looking at J Max strategy right now, guys, I really am, I believe, especially with AWS and what's happened today, and the fact that the Lord Jesus has had me to meditate on Genesis 6 through 8 this entire week. It's been hard for me to leave from that entire chapter. And if you don't know what Genesis 6 through 8 is, it's widely the story of Noah. And it's widely about things that the ark that he had him built, how he had him build an ark, how long it took for the waters to fall, how long the flood took, what he did, et cetera, et cetera. I encourage you to go read it. But I believe we're very close to God closing the ark. And I mean that. With the fallout of AWS, kind of like how we had today, guys, I can't tell you what tomorrow's going to look like. I can't tell you that. Even the market going right now, I got to trade against the market transparently. I believe the market just going to crash, but I got to trade against it. But primarily, I've sold a lot of the cash that I had in my brokerage account, which I use primarily is Robinhood, and this is the reason I use it. I took that cash, I bought cryptocurrency, and I sent it to my cold wallet. That's exactly what I did today. Now my trades, I still have them in. Okay, I left a little bit of cash in there, maybe like I don't know, like $100, But for my rest of my trades, guys, I'm probably gonna. I don't know. I'm believing that it's about time to go full futures until we know what's really going to happen. Because I just think that we're there. And it takes me back to a dream I had last year about the fact that we were, I was on a boat. It was people that I knew or didn't know, but I was on a boat and it was like this curtain there. We were sailing, but it was this big tsunami behind the curtain, and I saw it coming. And then when I told the dream at first, this was around last year in January. I told this dream. Some of you may remember that through a live that we had, and I pulled back the curtain, and I just looked at everybody and said, "I love y'all." And then the water came and it just overtook us. Now I saw a damaged ship, but when I was in the water, I didn't see nobody else. I just saw a couple different things. So that meant a couple different things, possibly for me personally, for sure, but also it just has me thinking about what's going on here. I knew that we didn't need, at the time I knew it wasn't that we didn't need just a ship, we needed a submarine. We needed something that could fully protect what we have going on. And I believe that, for our finances, guys, I believe that's just blockchain. For everything that we have, I believe it's blockchain, right? Let's just look at this. We're talking about the day the internet fell over. This is Mario Nawfal. He's an influencer, somebody on X that's been verified through a couple of different things. But it says if your apps died this morning, blame the cloud, specifically Amazon's. AWS, Amazon Web Services, the invisible backbone of half the internet, suffered a massive global outage, taking out Snapchat, Fortnite, Facebook, Coinbase, Perplexity AI, and enough websites to make the web feel like it was 1999 again. Mind you, guys, that these AWS also supports a lot of our banking system too. There's a couple of different things going on, right? I had a conversation with one of our community members, Tamisha, earlier, and she shared that she knew it. I think she shared it in the Discord also. It started Friday with even some of the banks, right? So what does this mean? Let's read this. It said the crash rippled worldwide and Alexa stopped listening. PlayStation went dark and even corporate dashboards flatlined. For hours, the digital economy's central nervous system just seized. Amazon says it's found the root cause and is working on multiple paths to accelerate recovery. Translations engineers are sprinting through server farms, praying the lights come back on. AWS isn't just a cloud, it's the scaffolding of modern life. When it breaks, the world apps, stores, games, and money all hang in the same digital void. Today's outage is a reminder that the internet isn't decentralized. It's one big machine with a single point of failure, and Amazon just sneezed. So I need you guys to understand something. We've been saying this over the past year that blockchain doesn't have a single point of failure. If you guys have been on, you may have heard me talk about the analogy with the heart. Okay, if you remember that analogy, do me a favor, drop it 2 in the chat. Okay, you may remember the analogy, with the heart, to where we said, imagine a single point of failure being the fact that, there's a heart there at the center. And if you destroy the heart, you destroy the person, right? Well, when it comes to blockchain, there's not just one heart, it's multiple hearts, right? A blockchain operates like the spirit. Then I had another conversation with a community member, Ms. Lolita, earlier, and she kind of spoke on that, right? But when we look at it, the blockchain operates in the spirit as you can't kill the spirit, you can't kill the spirit, you can't kill the spirit of God at all, right? If you take down one man, 10 more are gonna pop up that's going to be more on fire for the Lord, right? You take out one man of God, it's going to start a fire to bring in more men of God, and it's going to take over the world consistently, as we know that it will eventually consume the world, the fire of the Lord. But I just say that to say, guys, that's how blockchain is. Blockchain, it doesn't have a single point of failure. It's multiple computers around the world operating together, working together, and if one area of the world is out, the other area still keeps working. The only way that blockchain can go down is the entire world goes down, or if something crazy happens, right? Especially when we talk about Bitcoin, these different consensus mechanisms or these different networks that actually make sense, right? We heard about some things with Ethereum, but as far as Bitcoin, Ripple, and even BNB is like a proof of work and or proof of authority. I'm sorry. BNB is a little bit different. BNB has been doing phenomenal over the past year or two. Really a big sleeper. But I said it to say, guys, it's another thing that I want to show. It just speaks to this. It's the same thing we've been saying. It's a word that I'm thinking about that you guys may know, and it starts with a T. Somebody start with it. Somebody drop it in the chat for me. It's about what's happening to our entire system, right? Here's a couple different. There you go, Miss Sue. Tokenization. Great job, kid. Tokenization. Right. It says Federal Reserve to host crypto payments innovation conference tomorrow. I believe this was actually today. But look, think about what's happening and the things that we're seeing. Okay. $1.6 trillion Bank of America CEO says the U.S. banking industry will soon embrace crypto for payments. It's happening. Okay. Right now, Walmart accepts XRP via OnePay cash. All this is happening while our economy is looking like complete and total trash. Okay. And Securitize. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. 300 trillion in assets are waiting to be tokenized. AWS down, tokenization up, because we're talking about a new system that is way more secure, that doesn't have a single point of failure, that can keep things going forevermore, right? Even our Learn2Earn platform, we want to make it fully on chain. We're on chain, right? So your crypto and different things to be protected, but we want to go fully on chain because we work with AWS too. But we see different things going on here to where no, we have to be fully on chain, and that's what we're gonna do, period. Because it has to be that way. Look at this. I mean, the Federal Reserve will host its Payment and Digital Asset Innovation Conference tomorrow. The Fed is having this conversation now. The Fed. This is not just something that it's not just made up, guys. It's here. So the systems are proven time and time again not to be safe, not to be backed up, and to be very much danger. And I think we're very, very close. I do. I think if you haven't switched, switch. I think if you've got too many assets tied up in equities, I think you're wrong. I'm just telling you what I think. And I have to say it like that because, I've tried to be very, what's the word? I try to be very polite in this. And what I mean is because I never want to rush anybody, and I still want you guys to take everything back to the Lord that any man says to you, including myself, because I'm not perfect, and I could be dead wrong. So it's important for you to take it back to the Lord. But I'm telling you, I don't believe that these systems are going to last. And every time we get on, we see supporting evidence that the system is failing. The crashes keep happening. We're in danger of our entire financial system. The entire financial system is about to be derailed in a massive way. The US dollar is about to collapse in a massive way. You see Rich, every time Rich comes on, he can't even help himself. He don't even know. It's hard for him not to say it. You hear sometimes Rich, if y'all listen to BTC Rich Stone, he just be like, dang. It sucks because there's going to be so many people affected by this. So if you're in the know and you know what's going to happen, why haven't you switched? We got so much grace, But we can't just sit here and act like it's not gonna happen. You know, and it's different things that even I myself probably got to finish and complete. But guys, switch. You know, and I think it's for all of us to kind of sit with it. But I think about time. I was saying by January, I was going to be at the stock market. But I believe, especially with stuff like this, AWS, this is why we didn't want your stuff. This is why we didn't want your stuff sitting on Coinbase in the exchange, guys, because things can still happen. It's still connected to this system. So when we go cold storage and we go blockchain technology, guess what? It's off of the system. Okay, when you go to PAXG, a stable coin that is gold. Okay, if you can't buy physical gold, you can go get a crypto form of gold, which is a stable coin. You can go buy Bitcoin, XRP, right? These different things that aren't and move it immediately. And listen, at this point, get it off the exchanges, get it off Robinhood, get it off coin, get it off and put it in Tangent. Okay, put it in Tangent. Okay, if you don't know what Tangent is a cold wallet that protects your crypto. Okay, get it. Use a QR code. Use a code that says Christ is faithful. You'll get 10, 15% off. But get it. Okay, I think do it now. I'm serious. I'm not, it's not financial advice, but I say that in a certain way because I need to. You know, so hear me by the Spirit if you can. If you don't believe it yet, go pray about it. But we got to move with fear and tremble in today's world with what's going on. This is not a joke. It's going to this entire system is going to derail. You saw what Rich said, right? The U.S. debt hits a record high. And we still acting like nothing's going on. You know, we see Ondo Finance told the SEC to pump the brakes on NASDAQ's tokenized security plans because it's too secretive and favors Wall Street. So even Ondo wants fair stuff. We see, you know, these companies trying to get ahead. And guys, we got to be.
We can't hear you.
My bad, guys. I went out for a second, but that's why we got more than one. That's why we got more than one device. But it's crazy. You know, it's crazy, guys. So when we look at this, gold surpassed the euro is insane. Okay, President Trump doing all this stuff with China. We don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, and it's just it's so much going on. We just got to be careful. So I encourage you to make the switch. I do. I just do. I would say if you can, do it as soon as possible. And I mean it, as soon as possible. Right? We know that look at silver. Listen, the setup on silver that J Mac was talking about is it's inevitable. Okay. So as a trader, I'm thinking about going straight futures, pulling out the stock market, closing my options calls, may leave one or two in just to say, you know what, I got something there just in case I can get a little bit out in time. Betting against the market, I really am. I believe Rich had some really good cues about spot going up and some all-time highs with the NAS and even J-Mac did. But I'm betting against the market, guys. My January 16 SPY puts are in. Okay, I got them in. And that's just a risk I'm willing to take. And it's something that, you know, I believe I can afford as well. So, but if it ends up being right and things happen sooner than later, excuse me, Jesus. Things happen sooner than later. Hey, you know, then glory be to God. But if not, it's okay. But we see different things like this, guys. If you got silver calls or gold calls, I mean, you're probably doing amazing. But I believe I'm going strictly futures here. I'm pressing prayer, especially this week. I'll be on tomorrow, still doing the trading live, but I believe I'm going futures. And I've been trading futures a lot more recently. But it said India's largest precious metals refinery, guys, has run out of silver for the first time in history. Demand from India buyers ahead of the Y has gone vertical and shelves are empty, supply drained. Silver isn't just scarce, guys, it's disappearing. There's a major setup on silver. So much to the point, guys, this is what somebody posted earlier. For instance, Hunt forecast that silver will be 330. Looking at this massive cup and handle pattern here, right? You see the cup here and you see the handle, and it looks like it broke above this area of resistance and it's ready to take off. So he's believing that we're gonna go on a run all the way to 330 with silver over the course of the next couple years. Okay, it may happen sooner than later, but this is the type of stuff that we have being forecasted and, you know, can really, really happen from a standpoint of,
this is where we are. This is where we said was going to happen. Commodities, gold, silver, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and real estate. The housing market may crash, but at least you got some value in a physical asset. But the next best thing is that, guys, and I believe it. We got stuff like this, right? Rep. Thomas Massey calls to ban the U.S. government from using propaganda on Americans. Even that sounds like propaganda. So it's just, we got different things going on. We see rotations in assets too. It's sometimes where we've seen gold go down, simultaneously Bitcoin goes up. We know that if currency flows, it flows from one area to another. So this happens at the same time. I guarantee you some people flow into Bitcoin. It's just there. And some people really are buying into Bitcoin as an asset. Both of them will continue to go up. But we just see different things going on and different indicators that speak to guys. We're right here at the collapse. I'm a full believer that God is going to close the ark pretty soon. I just want you to make sure you're on the ark. Okay? If you can do that, you can pray about that, you can seize that, do me a favor, drop a 7 in the chat. Take it seriously. Get it done this week. Whatever you got to do. If you're worried about your retirement, reach out. Okay? Just reach out. There's an arc available. I'll put it just like that. Whatever it is, but I just want you to get it done. Okay? I'll be giving out a Tangent this week. I want you guys to be successful. I'm going to give out a Tangent wallet this week. If you don't have a Tangent wallet, get one. But I'll be giving one out this week. Okay, so get on, pay attention. I may be having a live soon. Just pay attention. Pay attention to the Discord. Pay attention to what's being dropped. Our lead moderator, Brittany, may post a poll, quiz, something. If you get it right, you'll get a Tangent wallet, but pay attention. Pay attention. And, it's for you to pay attention mainly, but I'll be sending out a Tangent wallet. You guys, this is here, And for those of you that, Rich said that thing earlier, so I'll go ahead and I'll end with this. But this is something I found, and we may go ahead, Chief of Advisory and Operations, please, Miss Nicole Hardy. I would love for you to just note this. But we'll be taking a look at this, guys. I'm sharing this live to be able to even provide it for our community, but because there's a way we can. Okay, so we'll be taking a deep dive for this, especially for the BlackChain conglomerate that'll come from that side. It may not come from our foundation side, obviously, but it'll be from that perspective of being able to provide this for you guys. These are Goldbacks, okay? It's literally gold you can carry in your wallet. Goldbacks instead of greenbacks, right? It's called Goldbacks, okay? 24 karat gold. Goldbacks are made with real 24 karat gold, a precious metal that holds its value over time, making it inflation-resistant currency. Each Goldback is protected by silver anti-counterfeiting measures, including serial numbers, intricate artwork, and a raised reverse image on the back. Goldbacks are a local alternative to currency available in an increasing number of U.S. states. Each series features artwork inspired by the culture, history, and natural beauty of the region. They have these in Texas, Oklahoma, a couple different places, guys. I'm gonna get some. I'm getting some. Okay. I'm come on live, let you know what they look like, but I'm getting some. But I think this is a great alternative for those that can't buy immediate physical gold bars, etc. You got some Goldbacks, okay? You got something. But I think this would be a pretty good alternative for you. You can go to goldback.com to check it out. If you want to wait till we go through the process and you want to learn more after that, then do me a favor and talk to me. But Rich Annette says that Florida and Texas are living on a gold and silver standard. There you go. Okay, there you go. Right, and more states will probably transition there, especially as a dollar collapses. So this gold can become way more than what it even looks like right here. Okay, way more. All right, so I'll leave you with that. But I think it's time. I think God is gonna close the arc soon. I really do. I don't know how else the way to put it. I just believe it. I've been sitting with it for a week or two. Those that know me, those that love me, have heard me say this over the past week or two, and I believe it. I don't know when. Again, things could look amazing tomorrow. But transparently, I can't give you a time or a day. I just know we close, and we're very close. So please take heed and make the transition. Move it off the exchanges. Put it in your cold wallet. Buy the assets that we know will go up in time and value. Okay? Bitcoin, XRP, Those two primarily, transparently. Even if it's just those two, get them. Not financial advice, but get them. Put them in your cold storage wallet. Go to tangent.com. I literally, while we were on, I ordered two more. Ordered two more wallets. Okay? Ordered two more wallets. This is a cold storage wallet where you can store your cryptocurrency on it. You'll buy it through your app, your Coinbase Exchange app. You'll send it directly here. Okay? It's the easiest, fastest wallet. Okay? The code that you can use, I'm about to type it in the chat, is Christ is faithful. Okay? It's all one word. Christ is faithful. Take the code, use it. Okay, and Ms. Lolita says she has a Florida Goldback and will post an image of it. Amazing. Please post it in the chat, in the Discord for us. And anybody that would like to schedule an appointment, I will post a link. I see what you said, Miss Sue. I will post that link right now. I'll do it right now. And it's time, guys. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to share. You know, all we can do is share the information, and may the Lord give you understanding and guidance on what He will have you to do. If you need me to ask questions, I just dropped my link in the chat for everybody. Okay, for everybody. Okay, the information is there. If you need help, let us know. Let us know. Right? Ask as much. You got some valuable guys. You got some heavy hitters here in this Discord, guys. This information is insanely good. At Rich, at JMac, just ask them. They'll tell you. You know, we have no problem talking, have no problem sharing. I'll be on live tomorrow. I probably would just be, I'm telling you, I might be going straight futures. I think it's time. Okay, Rich has dropped his link in the chat as well. JMac could do the same thing, but guys, listen, you got some great people here, okay? Goldback is offering a free half Goldback per household. I will recommend everyone check it out. You heard Nicole, okay? Everybody check it out. If you can drop it in the chat, Nicole, please do. And Nicole, if you want to share more on that, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to unmute if you can.
God bless you, family. Phenomenal market overview tonight. I have been on nonstop travel and have missed the last few, but it is good to be back in the room and hear all of the kingdom based and backed wisdom that's being shared. So, guys, if you go to if you go to goldback.com, you'll see an option to get a free gold back. And I want to be clear, I am not super well versed on the company or the offering. I have signed up to get a free one and will be speaking with Jordan to dive deeper. But from what I do understand, it does look like a good alternative to combat the current issues we're dealing with. And so, what I intend to do is to get a free one. I do see there's a conversion calculator on here and a few other things. I'm definitely going to be doing a deep dive, but I don't think it would hurt any of us to get the first one free. And if you guys click so Minister Jordan, if you click the three bars on the right hand side, get your first gold back free is there. They do limit one per household. You do have to confirm your email address. And it says that they'll send you a half gold back directly through the mail.
Right,
We
I'm
shall
getting on
see.
it right now.
All right, man of God. Go ahead and unshare before you put all the details in there. But I think that this is brilliant. I think that the more that we can share information that's going to support us in this transition, let's do it, and let's continue to vet all things that look like they might be a support as we definitely transition away from the dollar. Great job, gentlemen.
All right, guys, I just claimed my free gold back. It was fairly quick. Yep, I just did it that fast.
So, family,
Okay.
really quickly, I want to hop in. Sorry, Minister Jordan, but I didn't do this because I just thought of this. There is a "How did you hear about us?" I would love for everyone to click "Other" and then type "BlackChain" in the um, comment box, because I know that there are some distributorship opportunities, and if this seems like something we all are in agreement with, we may end up being a partner. Let's go ahead and let them know that there's some conversation around what they're doing in the BlackChain community.
Did you hear what I see? You guys will type that right here. Say, bro,
Exactly.
there's other manipulation. Perfect.
And
All
maybe,
right,
you
guys.
know, maybe we could even do blockchain.io, because I know they're going to be like, well, what's blockchain? Let's let them know.
Yeah, I like that too. Guys, that is our website. Go to www.blackchain.io. You'll see our services and everything there from our BlackChain Inc. side, but everything we do here is a nonprofit side as well. Some of you have asked about sowing a seed into the foundation. I'm gonna send that stuff out. You know, we've been slow on that, but we got you. I'm gonna put it in there. I know some of you have been meaning to do that, so we appreciate you all for wanting to do that. So we just appreciate you all for being on. Okay, if you enjoyed tonight's live, do me a favor, drop a 7 in the chat. If you enjoyed tonight's live, um, thank you, Sharita, for getting it done. You know, we'll continue to press forward, guys, but switch over. That's what I got to say. Love you all, appreciate you all. May the Lord keep you, protect you. May you're covered by the blood and the fires of protection. And just may the hand of the Lord guide you every step of the way. And in all things, we know that, Lord, all resources are tied up in you. So may we just get closer in intimacy. May you lead us. And may you speak above my voice, above man's voice, and above our flesh, and above anything that we've been tied to, anything against our comfortability, Lord God. May you just speak against it. May you be louder. May your glory be shown forth, and may your will be done now. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. We'll be on tomorrow. Be looking out for the link, and maybe more of a market overview style call again, with less trading, depending on what's going on. But God bless you all. We'll speak soon, okay? Peace out.